I'm walking. I'm walking. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, and I'm not gonna let the heat of the summer deter me. I am determined. I feel like I finally have acclimated, and I don't know if I'm actually more tolerant physically or I'm just more tolerant mentally. Mentally, I feel like I don't want to let summer bum me out. I don't want to let summer just keep me locked in air-conditioned spaces. I want to be outside. I like walking. I love walking. So here we are. I've actually got about a 45-minute walk to get to a place where I'm meeting my parents for lunch. And then I figured they can give me a ride home. It's a Sunday. The streets are actually really nice and quiet for the most part. So that makes this a little bit easier. I have some plans to kind of set up a bullet journal potentially. And in my daily journal, I have been experimenting and kind of assembling pages or page layouts, how I think I want it to look, how I think I want to use it, what my priorities are. This is one of the reasons why I have not done a bullet journal, is because I had so much fear of like messing up a page or not doing the layout correctly or not being able to decide on what things should even be prioritized on a layout. So it's good that I'm taking this time to just kind of experiment and see what should stay and what should go. I'm starting to hone in on exactly what I think I want. And I also need to accept that every month might be a little bit different, and I might want to experiment depending on what my needs are and what my priorities are. So that's just going to be a part of it too. The cicadas are so loud in some trees. So I'm 2 hours early because I wanted to get out before it was just too hot. I mean, the high today is 108, so I didn't really want to be walking around in that, even though I just said I know that I was not going to let summer stop me, but still, I have my limitations. So anyways, I have a backpack full of things to keep me occupied. I have knitting, I have journaling, I have a book to read. Oh my goodness. So that was an art supply store called Postner's, or Posner's. I've always said Posner's. My partner says Postner's. It's been around in Tucson for decades. Anyways, they have a little stationery section now where there's notebooks and postcards and lots of different Lamy safaris, lots of colors. They had a Pilot Vanishing Point. They had a whole wall of Noodler's inks. So if you're in Tucson and you want to buy a pen and ink or something, maybe that would be a good place to stop. And here we are. I have arrived at my destination, Time Market, if you're ever in Tucson. And here comes a loud truck. Anyways, what I was trying to say, if you're ever in Tucson and you want a quick bite to eat, highly recommend Time Market. They have breakfast, lunch, dinner. They make their own bread and pizza. They also have a little market, a little bodega with really fresh vegetables and fruits, and a very curated selection of foods and wines. Really great wine selection. So if you're ever in town, worth checking out. And the area is really charming.
Voting rights, and they also have no federal court on the heard of habeas corpus. What you want to see habeas corpus and get released, you cannot do it in Americans. You have to, but you can't because you're detained.
I feel like it makes me think of entrepreneurs where I listened to the podcast How I Built This, and he was asked to end
Who is the
Guy Raz. And he said, how much of your success is due to talent and luck? And they always say a good portion is luck.
but no one knows what the real.
Okay, it's been a week since I last filmed all of the footage you've already seen in this video. It was my intention to film more throughout that day, and I completely forgot and I got distracted, and that never got done. And so when I went to edit all the footage, I was like, wait a minute, I can't leave this video open-ended. I didn't say goodbye, I didn't wrap it up. It's terrible. And this happens actually quite often. And usually I just delete that footage, but I don't want to do that. I want to have a video out. So this is my wrap up, my goodbye. I'm sorry the video ended so abruptly. It was a great day as far as I can remember. I do want to show you the progress I've made on the cowl that I was working on in that video, which I think at that point was maybe an inch long. So we're reaching the end, and I have my new project already lined up and I'm really excited about it. If you don't mind, I'll just show that to you as well. So here's the yarn. This is what is it? Cashmere. It's cashmere. Yeah, fancy. Cashmere for the Darling hat and hand warmers set that I found the pattern for on Pearl Soho. It's hard to see in this black and white photo, but this is what they will look like, and it will be a matching set, matching hat and matching gloves. And this will be my first time working in a different texture, which is fun. I've only done like really basic like ribbed stitching and knits and pearls, but not something like that. So I look forward to that. Also, I talked about starting a bullet journal. I know. And I was like, I think I'm finally figuring out how to approach it, and I have some layout ideas, and well, I decided I didn't want to do that after all. It felt like too much. And one of the things that's really important for me to be able to do is plan ahead, months in advance things, mark my calendar. And if I'm bullet journaling, then I don't want to have to draw out all of those months in advance. I like what I've been doing in my journal, my daily journal, because I just do like 2 or 3 months at a time. But I still need to like plan for things even further away, which is why I'm just going to keep it simple and use the Hobonichi Weeks, which is my favorite planner. But sometimes I get a little like intimidated because I feel like most of the people that share their planner, at least their Hobonichi Weeks, have really beautiful, elaborate, artistic approaches where they're using it for way more than just a planner. I've never done it that way. I have always just used it as a planner, and it gets messy and it's ugly and it's simply just me quickly jotting down things that I don't want to forget. And a lot of space gets unused. So I was like, gosh, I really wish I could make this pretty, but why? It works perfectly for my needs as simply a planner. And so that is what we're gonna stick to. This is actually the April to April 2023 to 2024. And I think that will work for my needs. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm so in love with this Eternal Leather Goods journal. You can see how it's aging. It's just really beautiful and it feels like a treasured friend, and I'm so inspired and having so much fun. And check this out. So this is the Uniball 1P that I have been using. And oh my goodness, we are almost out of ink. Look at how much ink I have left. I was showing somebody, there's this guy that I know who works at a local bookstore, and he's a fountain pen collector. And so every time I see him, we always talk about what pens we're carrying. And I showed him this, and he opened it up because he's curious, and he looked at the cartridge, or whatever you call this, the refill. He's like, why is it clear? I was like, oh, that's just because I've used that much ink. He's like, oh. I actually ordered some refills on jet pens, and hopefully they'll come in soon because Brian and I are going on a road trip, and on the 14th we're leaving. And so that will be really fun, and maybe I'll film some things from that or talk about what I'm taking with me on that trip. But I think for now I'm just gonna say goodbye. Sorry that this video ended up falling flat at the end there. But I appreciate you sticking around anyways. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.